Hello, ETTM women. No blizzard could keep ETTM women apart.
Yeah, this has been a doozy.
This has been a doozy. This is our first ever Google Plus Hangout, and we decided that we like this. And like our bracelets say, everything happens for a reason. We have been promoting and talking about and really getting excited about virtual membership.
Yes.
And we have a lot of virtual members who have joined us from LinkedIn, from Facebook, people that we meet on Twitter. So actually this is a great idea because we have people from South Jersey in the house tonight. We have people from California on with us tonight, Colorado, New York City, Pennsylvania.
I believe we have someone from Canada as well.
Canada. And I know, Wendy, if you're on, you're from another place. And I can't remember where you're from. So you have to send that out because I can't remember. I don't want to get it wrong. But I know you're in another country. So I think that's very cool. And we just wanted to welcome everybody to the Entrepreneurial Think Tank for Women. I'm Lynette Barbieri, and this is Vanessa Caucus. We are very excited to have everybody join us tonight. We did not want to let snow keep us apart and cancel. We have only canceled one time in 3 years, and that was a snowstorm of last year, wasn't it?
Yes.
Big snowstorm. Actually, it was Hurricane Sandy time. There was a huge snowstorm right after Hurricane Sandy, and we couldn't get out of the house, and we did not do video at that time, and we didn't do virtual at that time. And when we spoke the other day and we knew that this impending blizzard, so-called blizzard, was being hyped, we figured, you know, we wanted to get you guys together no matter what. And I'm glad that it worked out this way because I want to thank everybody for being on. We have Lisa Marie Martino from HIP, New Jersey, who is our guest today. I just wanted to let you know that our next meeting on Friday is on February. I know Vanessa just told me, and I just wrote it down.
February 19th.
February 19th. And that is at the Fireside Grill in Marlboro, and that will be from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Obviously, if there's a snowstorm, stay tuned because we'll do a Google Hangout, but I don't think there's going to be another snowstorm. So you could join us live at our next meeting for anybody who's in driving distance to come see us. On our website, which is ETTWomen.com, there's all information about our virtual membership. So if you do want to join us virtually, you could join us virtually, and we're going to start doing Google Hangouts at our meetings. So you could be in our meetings live from now on. So you're not really a virtual member. You're really a member. You're just on the computer. So thank you for coming. We have asked a few ladies today. We don't have a ton of time because we meet from 8:30. We meet from 6:30 to 8:30, and we're only going to be on for an hour tonight. And we do want to get to our guest, Lisa Marie Martino, and Vanessa wants to speak also. So what we asked our members to do, so you can get to know the ETTM women, the ETT women community a little better, is we asked a few of our long-standing original members to give us a tip, something that they've gotten out of the meetings and the coaching sessions with Vanessa and I, and all the different things we do as a group that have helped them in their business. And I know that we have Kathleen Edinger on right now. Kathleen, are you there? Do you have to click onto her?
No, she should be able to come on. We might just have to call Kathleen. I know Lisa's telling me that she's having issues, technical difficulties. So
okay, we're gonna
Lisa is going to actually FaceTime me, and we'll be able to see her. You'll be able to see her on the video. Wow, the viewers are increasing so it's little by little, which is really great. Just so you know, we activated the Q&A app. So if there are any questions that you have as we broadcast this, because this is live for you guys, you can ask us questions, and we'll be able to see it on the side, on the right hand column here. And see, this is Lisa connecting with me, right?
She really is with us. She really is.
She is really with us. Just give us 5 more minutes, a couple more minutes, and we'll go to you. But we know how difficult it is to do these things virtually. Like we're all about connecting and in person, and that's why
building relationships.
The success of our group has grown exponentially, because it never is the same when you actually get to meet people in person. But we're trying to make that as live as possible virtually here. And we know, I even had an epiphany this morning. I'm like, are we sure that we need to cancel? We know like the blizzard, and I was texting and emailing people back and forth. And we know that some people had 9 inches, 10 inches. And I'm like, my husband shoveled everything. I want to get out of my house, but it's all good.
We couldn't have California and all those other places on with us tonight. So it is good.
Okay. Valerie is saying that she can't hear anything. Is anyone else
experiencing any difficulty at all?
Can you let us know on the sidebar? Because I believe only a few people are I can see everything on our end is good to go. Like you see the green buttons, it says that that's sound. So it's good.
So if anybody can not hear us, please
Kathleen.
Let us know. Talk a little bit about the retreat while I get Kathleen.
We're very excited about our retreat because just muted myself. Unmute. It's there. It's live. We're good.
You should hear us.
You should be able to hear us. I'm going to answer the question for currently answering Valerie.
Our retreat, guys, is also on our website, and it's on February 27th and 28th. And we are going to be at the Holiday Inn in East Windsor, New Jersey. It is a phenomenal lineup of a 2-day event. It's going to be breakfast. It's going to be lunch and dinner. 2 days of intense learning. You're going to be able to actually walk out with a plan to catapult your business in 2015. We put a lot of time into the agenda. So I think it's going to be things that you guys really need for your businesses and personally for your lives. And we based it on what we hear from all you guys over our meetings. And we take information from what we think that you need and we put it into an agenda. And I think that you guys are going to love it.
See, we have Risa Lewandowski who's telling me that she has no technical issues. Nicole is saying all good for me. So it may be your internet connection, Val. I don't know what's happening, but maybe you want to move. We're having problems with Lisa, who can't get a straight connection either. And we're actually going to be calling her. So instead of seeing her, you're going to be hearing her. But let's hop on with Kathleen. I'm sorry, I was supposed to talk about the retreat.
Talk about the retreat while I get Kathleen.
Yes, because we're having technical difficulties, not on our end, thank God, on other people's ends, but we're going to resolve it and we're going to get everybody on board. So we're really excited about the retreat. I know Lynette mentioned and talked a little bit about how beefed up the agenda was for the day. It's really a moment to expand on personal growth. I personally have been doing retreats since I was 13 years old. I believe that when we take time, committed time to work on ourselves and our businesses, it's oftentimes not so much about the agenda, but it's that space that you take to take care of yourself. We had such a blast last year.
We did. And we didn't have such a strict agenda. We worked on really vision and goals and things like that. We have an intense agenda.
But the reality is that, we talked about that with someone else last week, how we've seen the women who came to that retreat last year, how we've seen them flourish for the past year.
Yep.
It's just been amazing to watch them, how they mapped out their goals and what they had wanted, and to see those things come through to fruition. And then this year, high five them. You did it. You made it happen, because there's a level of accountability that just happens. It happens within our group, because that's what we do. We hold each other accountable and we ask questions and we push each other. But, that retreat for everyone who's there, for me personally, I map out my biggest audacious goals that I have to plan out.
Yep.
We
had a bunch of goals from last year.
We had our goals about our 2-day event. Yep. And I'm looking at my vision board that we created that time, and 2-night spectacular. Do you remember? Yep. And it was like, freaking high five it, because we actually nailed it. And to see that happening, and I actually had Own and Oprah on there, and I actually got to meet Oprah last year, which was really exciting to see how those things happen and come to fruition. So hopefully we'll get more of you. We have about 7 of you already signed up. We'd love to get another
We want to
4 or 5
yeah.
more.
We'd like to do 15 with us.
Yeah.
Total.
In total.
Because we really feel like small, intimate groups like that, people really open up.
Yeah.
And I think they get the most out of it.
And then you see a lot of magic happen. So
sometimes karaoke at night.
Sometimes. Well, be a surprise.
Exactly. We do have Dixie on.
Okay.
So if you, not on the phone, on the computer.
Okay.
So if you want to call on Dixie Nichols is one of our longstanding members, and Dixie lives far in Pennsylvania. It takes her over 2 hours, and Dixie has supported every big event we've done, meets us in New York City, networking groups.
Every little event. And
every little event.
We want to say congratulations to Dixie because
she's exploded.
Dixie published her book this year,
yes.
Just a couple of weeks ago. And we know that in one of our future meetings, she's going to be joining us, and we're going to have a little signing of her book in person.
When she's not in Europe, because she's all over the place.
I know. She's
just been in Spain, and
yeah, she was in Spain just for her birthday.
Yes, and happy birthday! It was just
when I grow up, I want to be like Dixie.
I say that to her all the time.
The bottom line is that there's been a lot of huge successes for a lot of the people who are connected to our community, and it's just exciting to bask in their success because it's a product of what we've done, the support that we've given each other, I always think back and to think that Dixie and I met through a tweet, we met on Twitter, and
a lot of people on the call tonight that we met on Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn.
A friendship evolved from there, and it's just really exciting to see it all come to life and be a witness of all that magic that's happening in her life. So,
and we have Dixie. I just want to show everybody back here. our beautiful ETTWomen office does have our girls' products showcased
on display.
Here.
Yeah,
on
so
display.
We have Tracy from Tracy Knits. We have Judy, which, by the way, Judy Banks has merged forces with us here. She's going to be, giving private yoga classes and meditation
yep.
From our office. We have Kathleen's Tea. We have Me Time from Cheryl.
All Vanessa and Pilar Selman's jewelry line, which I'm wearing right now.
Nicole Baroda from Cookie Girl. We have some of her brochures and her special offers. Yeah, so it's also an opportunity because we meet a lot of people here in the office as well. It's a great opportunity for members to showcase There's a huge
spa. We're in Avatar Spa actually in Marlborough, and Lisa displays all the products upstairs also. So all the guests that come in, and it's a busy spa. So it is a perk as a membership to be able to display your products. Dixie, you would have to call on there, and then we'll call Kathleen.
No, we have to just call Kathleen.
You want Kathleen first? Okay.
We're
going to get Kathleen Edinger first.
Yeah. Our hangout is not working out as planned, but we have people on backup. We have phone backup here so that everybody can join the conversation as well. I got her. Okay.
We're calling Kathleen.
Hey there.
Hi, Kathleen.
You're live.
Wow. Oh, there's a back. Okay, it's good because I'm on the Google and there's a delay.
Yeah, we're hearing that there's a little Angela Christo is also asking me about certificates. We have a couple of, so you can hear me, Angela. Angela from Arbonne. She left some gift certificates that are available for anyone who comes here as well to pick up and try out some of her fabulous products. So be sure to join us and come and stop by. We have awesome coffee and tea here as well.
We can stop by. Obviously, we have awesome tea, right, Kathleen? So
absolutely.
just introduce yourself to the group. You're, obviously one of our longest and very supportive members and good friend. And you have a business tip that you've gotten from the group that you wanted to share with everyone tonight.
Absolutely. I'm Kathleen Edinger. I'm owner of Teascapes. I'm a mobile tea consulting business. I offer in-home and on-site tea parties. I also do tea tastings, tea pairings. I do tea and etiquette classes, and also have a retail line of teas and tea accessories, and also gourmet foods. I'm also working on a new blend, an Earl Grey blend. It will be called Soulful Grey, so working on that now.
It's true.
And for me, I started this business not even a year ago. It started actually in April after some seminar work on the TN, doing a T101 TN etiquette seminar. I came out with certifications in those. I officially started the business in April with a little friendly push from both Vanessa and Lynette to have me do that's what did it for me. It kind of got me going because I felt like I had to have everything in a nice, neat box for me to be able to get myself going. And you let me know that I didn't need to. So for me, the tip for me is believing in yourself and getting out of your comfort zone.
Yeah,
and
awesome.
The word really wasn't for you to kind of nudging me. I probably would have waited, and I didn't need to wait. I had what I needed at that time to be able to do be a vendor at one of the events in Freehold. So, and that kind of started the whole ball rolling for the entire year for me. And it went at the end of 2014, kind of ended with on a high note with me being a vendor at the Coffee and Tea Expo outside of Philly, and that drew almost 4,000 people. So it was an amazing journey that first year. And this year too is also embarking on a wonderful journey as well. It's just kind of continuing. So everything I've done in the previous year has kind of built on itself, and I have recently had my tea accepted for the Bobby Flay show in New York.
Yay!
Chinese applause.
Yeah, it's truly amazing. And so again, a comfort zone. I'm like, you what? And it was the Harris Brothers from Wow Creations outside of LA. They saw my website and felt that I had something that I could offer. So I drove into New York City, went to the studio, dropped off my gift set, and saw Sunny Anderson actually on the way out.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, oh, this is like totally surreal. So, yeah, it's amazing. So just continue getting out my comfort zone. And then in a few weeks, I will be going to a pre-party for the Oscars in LA as well. I'll be actually serving my tea.
I told her I'd come and carry her bag.
Woo! Yeah. I mean,
I offered to carry her bags.
My ultimate getting out of comfort zone. So I was offered that opportunity by the Harris Brothers as well to do their celebrity gift lounge. To provide.
She better remember us when she's rich and famous.
Oh, you're right. Trust me, I will not forget you. No, you guys got me going. You really did. I go on to a number of other.
But here's the bottom line is that when you align your ambition and your goals and a strategy to an amazing product, because I can't stress enough how amazing your tea is. That's golden. Like that just, it's word of mouth, the marketing, the this or that. And I have to say, like, we've watched you from inception, and it's just been such a remarkable journey for you. And listen, the clearest thing that we all need to have is that entrepreneurship is every day, 24/7, 365 days a week, and it gets to a point where you just ride the wave, and you're going to hit, there's peaks and valleys, right? Your successes. And all we've seen you is on, you keep going and going and going and going. And it's just so exciting to witness that. So we're so excited.
Kathleen put all the hard work. You could have a great group of people and you could have a great product and you don't put the right work behind it. And I just want to say that Kathleen puts all the work into herself, never misses a retreat, a workshop, a seminar, a table to do a vendor show at. So we want to say congratulations to you, Kathleen.
Thank you.
We are going to have to go to Dixie now.
Yes, because we're running like 2 minutes behind 3 minutes behind schedule, and we want to be able to get the most out of everything. And did you cut her off?
I just said we're going to go to Dixie. I had to. I'm sorry, Kathleen. I had to. There was no other way to do it.
Oh my God, you're a great friend. Boop. Okay,
we love you. Bye.
All righty then. So we're gonna jump. I'm just honestly, I'm in awe, and that's so exciting to see. Everything that's happening with Kathleen is just really remarkable. So we're going to hop onto Dixie if I can get her on the call.
And then we're going to go to you, Lisa. Hang in there. We're almost with you.
Yeah, we're almost there.
Hip, New Jersey.
She's not. It's because for whatever reason, she's not here. She's not picking up. So we're just going to go on to...
We'll go to Lisa and we'll call Dixie when Lisa is finished. So why don't you just tell them a little bit about Lisa?
Yeah. Lisa is the CEO and founder and executive producer of Long Shot Productions. And we met Lisa. This is, the really great thing about social media. I reached out to Lisa via Twitter. Yep. And I emailed her and we connected and we met up, and I was very forthcoming with Lisa when I first met her. And, I told her a bit about my story and how I had gotten to where I had gotten, how Lynette and I had met. And she joined us several months ago. She joined us at a meeting. And
it had to be at least 6 months ago because it was before a conference also.
It was right before our conference. And, one of the things that I love about Lisa is that she absolutely gets it. She was right on board with supporting not just the group and how we could do. She immediately got on the phone and said, but I could connect you with this person, and I could, and I know somebody who can support you with that, with this. And, we always talk about the power of connections, right? And that relationship throughout the last few months has really blossomed. And we've really been...
Her video on our website.
Yes, the video that you see where Janine Strafossi actually interviews us, that was a connection that came through Lisa. And she, Janine Strafossi, who I'm sure everybody has seen on Channel 12 over the years, interviewed us. The video that she made was from Lisa's company.
Lisa's studio.
And it's just been a really great several months knowing her, and we know that only greater things will continue to happen. And it's why we wanted to bring her on today.
And when is she coming back? Because I want to let them know they could see her live.
Yeah, because of the snow, obviously, we had to regroup and cancel, and partially cancel because we're here.
We're not canceled.
But on February 24th, which is our following Tuesday night meeting at the same place, same time, February 24th, Lisa will be back with us, and she's going to give us a little bit more knowledge because she's going to be talking about something different. Today, we're going to be talking about using video for business because that was the topic that we had on schedule, but I'll let Lisa take it from here. You're on, Lisa. Hi, Lisa.
Okay, can everyone hear me?
Yes, they can hear you.
Okay, cool. All right. Hi, guys. How are you? Thank you so much for inviting me to be part of the meeting, and I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person, but weather people, right? I wish all jobs they could be that wrong all the time.
I know.
Yes.
It is what it is.
But yeah, I will be down there next month, meet you all in person, hopefully. But today we're going to talk about 5 tips for using video for business effectively. So before we begin, I just have some very quick stats on video usage and why it's so important for everyone to have it as part of their business plan. Over 6 billion hours of video are watched each month on YouTube. Yeah. 100 hours of video are uploaded to YouTube every minute. 80% of YouTube traffic actually comes from outside the United States. And mobile video makes up almost 40% of YouTube's global watch time. So, we are so connected. We're constantly watching. We're constantly craving for content, looking for content. And it's really important just to get your name out there. And you can do it in so many cool, unique ways. So just a couple tips for everyone. When brainstorming for your video, think outside the box. Don't be so rigid, so traditional. Don't try to copy what everyone else is doing. Come up with your own plan, your own flavor, your own originality. Be creative with it. Have fun with it. Don't take yourself or the video content so seriously. And in the PDF, I put a sample of something I did for a client of mine. They're a credit union in New Jersey. And to tell the world about their new suite of products, we put together these vignettes that were plays on popular television shows. So the sample that I sent, it's Tony Soprano in his session with Dr. Melfi. We hired actors that look like Tony Soprano and Dr. Melfi.
Oh my God, that's
and Tony is talking to Melfi about how his bank is screwing him. And
That's
all
funny.
these fees. And and then the Mission Possible team from McGraw-Hill Federal Credit Union comes in and, saves a weeping Tony Soprano from, committing suicide over his Yankees. It's funny. It's out of the box. It got over 400 views. It was a big success.
Cool.
We also did a vignette, which I didn't include, but with that same series, we did Sex and the City. So we did Samantha and Sharp in the cafeteria, just like in Sex and the City with the witty comments and back and forth. And, we did a cool play on that.
Really
and then
cool.
what was that show where they do the obstacle courses, where they have to go through the ring of fire?
Oh, I know what you mean. I don't know.
I don't remember the name, but
Yeah.
I just want to remind.
Yeah.
I don't want to interrupt, but just everybody to know that you need that any questions that you have on anything that Lisa's saying, please feel free to type it in. We can see them and we'll just ask them on air. So just be sure to know that.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, this is so cool. I wish my computer was working.
I know.
We can see who's on.
Yeah.
We can see everything. Just but I just want to know that everybody, if you can hear us, I can see all your questions. We can see your questions, and we'll ask them on air for Lisa to answer them. So go right ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So tip number 2, real quick.
Yeah.
It goes without saying that the video that you do should be professionally produced. Now, I know that it's easier now more than ever to go out there and buy a video camera, a microphone, editing software. But if you don't know how to use it, it's time to hire a professional. And, a reputable company won't charge you, first of all, an arm and a leg, especially for a small business. We understand, budgets that you have versus a bigger corporation. So you go to a reputable company, they'll work with you. They'll take you step by step with the process, from the storyboarding and brainstorming, to the actual scripting, to casting if that's needed, to the production and to the post-production. So if you do have, the know-how and the skills to produce your own and it's going to come out awesome, then by all means do it. But if not, hire a professional, because that's part of your brand. It's just like your logo, just like anything else. And you wouldn't put out, excuse my French, a half-assed logo that's created in Microsoft Paint. No, you would enlist a professional graphic designer to put it together for you. So have that mentality when also dealing with video.
Yep.
Okay. Tip number 3, plan ahead on how you will market your video. I have clients that come to me, they invest, and then, their marketing people don't do anything with it, and it just sits there. And they come to me, and they're like, well, why does the video only have 25 hits?
Yeah.
But, YouTube videos don't go viral by just someone uploading it, and then it's just sitting there. Share the video with your friends, with your family. Urge them to share. And then if it's something that clicks with people, it'll just grow and grow and grow from there. Make sure that you're sharing it on your website, on your social media, any mass emailings that you produce. The video should be everywhere. Mm-hmm. Your whole brand should just be, look at it in a 360-degree sphere. Everything should be interconnected. So make sure you have a great media plan for the video. A cool way, this is tip number 4, to get customers involved in watching what maybe you're doing, or to even do stuff on their own, is by staging a contest. I've worked with clients that have had huge results in doing this.
Okay.
Offer prize for submitting and showing how they use your product in a video. And sometimes, you'll get a professional that, wants to win the $100 Visa gift card, and they'll produce something that's actually really cool. And the winners or the top 5 people, you could upload to your YouTube and share across your social media. That gives you more content. That also shows people, hey, my product or service, it's out there. People are getting success from it. People are using it. It's showing other consumers that, and everybody wins. Your customer gets FaceTime, maybe, 5 minutes of fame. You have content, free content that you share. The content is king, especially now. You need to be constantly updating. Yeah. It doesn't even matter. Even if it's a picture of snowflakes, right? It doesn't even have to be video. You need content. So that's a quick, easy way to get free content and to get your customers engaged. And finally, and this kind of goes into what we're doing tonight, actually, use video as a key part of your communication. So if you are soliciting a new client, and you just can't get together for a cup of coffee or at someone's office, instead of doing a traditional phone call, do a Skype call. That's not really producing a video, obviously, but that face-to-face time is so valuable. And I feel it'll help you seal the deal much faster because it gives you that personal touch. Yeah, I mean, and we're doing that today, technology notwithstanding. That's the only downside as we're improving on all of this. But, you know, those, I mean, I could have gone on for days, but just in, you know, being a video production company and, you know, in my everyday dealings, those are the top 5 things on how video can be so useful for a new business or a business that's just starting out.
You know, you mentioned several things that I wanted to touch on just because I remember when I did my first video, and I literally, and I remember blogging about it and posting it at some point last year, and I shared it with the group and everything, just because you know, people are always, oh, you're so outgoing and this and that. Literally deer in headlights. Like, I looked like I was, like somebody was holding me by the throat or had a gun to my head. But the thing is, if you don't start and you don't practice, do it, you're never going to. And I remember just freaking out. I did it, but then they started to get easier. And that's just like, it's like a muscle, right? You start exercising, then the muscle gets stronger, etc. It's like with anything that we do. But I have to tell you, the person who produced like my About video, and this was at least 3.5, it was way before I met you, 3 years ago. But it was incredible the many messages that I got after the fact saying, you know, obviously she made sure like I wasn't staring right at the camera, and I'm sure you know about this, Lisa.
That's why you know professional.
Absolutely. And she filmed me doing different things. But the amount of messages that I got after the fact saying, oh my God, you're on video exactly like you are in person. And it was so much easier to connect with. I knew immediately that I wanted to work with you, or that I wanted to meet you when I saw you in video, because it was just like, I knew you. And that's like the thread where I know it's fearful, and I know that it can be daunting because there's a lot that goes on. And I'm so with you with Lisa when you say, you know, hire somebody who knows what they're doing. You know, we're so in our business. It's such a part of who we are. We live, breathe, eat it every single day. We need someone on the outside who can give us direction and point us, because our judgment is blurred, you know, and we think something looks cute. Someone today emailed me, it's like, what do you think about this? And how about we change it up? And my answer was, you know nothing about branding, right? Because it's about consistency, and it's about, you know, how many times has Coca-Cola changed their logo? You know, never. Like the colors, you know, it's about creating that connection that is what builds a brand, and what gets people, you know, calling you and just wanting to use your services and products. And another thing that you said was amazing. I've done that YouTube videos explaining a specific product or service. Like a lot of you know that I swear and I use Jingai products, which I love. I have several tutorials on how to use her bronzer and this and that, just because it's a remarkable product. And again, how many people have after the fact called me and said, oh my God, you know, you're exactly how you are, who you are on video, then you're, and it breaks down just the preconceived notions that we may have about a person or a business before we even met them. You know, video is super helpful to carry out a message beyond, you know, what you could possibly plan out. Having a plan, like you said, is key. And you know, and putting it out there, and having your family, friends, even your clients share it. You know, we with you are working on a video testimonial with some of our with our group members, you know, once you come to our meetings, just because we know it's like the power of the connection. It's when you see someone, people want to connect with other people at our meeting, not just us. People, I'm always, we always say, you know, people want to connect with people. They don't want to connect with a logo. They don't want to connect with a brand per se, but who is the person behind that brand? This is why for us, even today, look where we are, despite the snow, it was important for us to connect with you guys, and that you guys see who we are, know what we're about, because it's genuine and it's authentic, and we want you to feel that. It has to be reciprocal. So,
Lisa,
I love that.
I just want to say one thing. You mentioned even connecting with a possible client. I think that people in sales, Vanessa was talking about doing makeup and doing testimonials on different brands and things like that. But I think that I know Lynn Bardowski's on the call tonight, and I know some successful people that are in sales that use video, and I do finance. So why would anybody, use video for that, or maybe use video? So when I connect with people, I get referrals from people from all over, and I make sure now that I do it on video. I don't do it on the phone like I used to do it, because I want them to meet me face to face. We laugh together, we have a connection, and I almost always get that person to become my client because they know, like, and trust me because they meet me face to face. So video isn't just for beauty or fashion or makeup. It's for everybody's business to connect for any reason.
Yeah, no, I was actually just thinking about this not too long ago, where, I couldn't be in business. Like, I can't even imagine what video production companies and stuff were doing like 15 years ago, because video has just become at the forefront of everything, of what everybody is doing now.
It's true.
No, and it's so it's just so, it's scary and it's daunting, and I know that, and I keep saying that just because I know that that's one of the big things that keep people from doing it, and it's the fear, it's the fear of, oh my God.
The first time you brought a camera and you were taping a meeting, she came in my office and we did one of our first meetings, and she sets up the video camera, and I said, "What are you doing?" She goes, I'm videotaping it, and I'm going to post it. I'm like, I'm not going to be in it. She goes, "Yes, you have to be." Yeah. And now I wouldn't dream of doing any of the meetings.
Well, because here's the thing. This is like the shortcut that small business owners need to be able to take. Because we're competing with so many bigger brands and so many companies with so much bigger budgets than we do. The minute that we're able to connect with a customer, the sooner that we're able to connect with a customer, the sooner that we're going to be able to make that sale.
Absolutely.
And if, as everybody knows, at the end of the day, yes, we have a positive message. Yes, we do what we do because we love what we do. But at the end of the day, if we're not making connections or we're making sales, we don't have a business. You might as well, call this a hobby, go home and do what you need to do, or keep doing this because you just enjoy it. And that's fine. And I totally respect who do things for the love of art. But at the end of the day, we want to be able to flip, connections into clients and get the sale and get them to trust us quicker, because, we always talk about know, like, and trust factor. The sooner that people know you, the sooner they like you. And the faster they like you, the faster they trust you, and therefore they're going to do business with you. It's like the domino effect with that. And again, I love what you said about, instead of, if you can't get to a meeting, send them a video. I actually did that with a client of mine a couple of weeks ago. I was running behind, and I wanted her to see the traffic, and I showed her the traffic, and I turned it around, just so you know, I'm running a little behind, but here we go. And it made the whole situation, with a little bit less tension, because I was late, but it really wasn't my fault. There was traffic, etc.
They got to connect with you before you even got there.
So, I think that we all know we're sitting on a gold mine. We're just fearful of taking that step. And I know, for example, because we've done video with Lisa on several occasions, I think that she is remarkable at what she does. Very professional, but also very genuine and outspoken, and will tell you straight off the bat, that doesn't look right. I don't like it. Let's switch here.
Which is what you need. Somebody who cares about what you look like on that video.
Well, that's the more important thing. I know you're really concerned about how you look. Okay. No, but someone who will really give you the direction that you need, because again, we're so into our own businesses, and so afraid of taking direction, that we do need someone who has our best interest in mind.
From the outside, absolutely.
And it definitely is a video professional, and I would I always highly recommend Lisa. We've worked with Lisa, not just us, but we've worked with Lisa with Bella Magazine as well. Her services are remarkable. And
it was awesome that we went to her studio and she hooked us up with Janine asking questions with us.
And her
that day
office is beautiful.
That worked out as a surprise, and it worked out great. And our office is beautiful. Yes. We have.
You guys are making me blush.
Is anybody leaving? Does anybody have questions that you want to type in for Lisa, for myself, for Vanessa? A question about video, the group, a question about anything at all, so we can answer some questions now for you before we wrap up. Vanessa's reading them, and we will.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Well, this is from Carlene. I always say her name wrong. Lisa, I have been practicing on camera and struggle with memorizing script. Like Vanessa, I have an outgoing personality in person, but on video, I look like I'm reading and hardly. Oh, where did it go? Wait, where did it go? And hardly look energetic. What are some options to deal with this?
Well, the number one thing is throw out the script. I never have my clients use a script. I mean, obviously, write out your points before you go on camera. Obviously have a focus, but once you're standing there, throw out the script. I always do that because I have clients, they like clutch their paper and they're so scared. I'm like, just give me the paper, look at me, have a conversation with me, tell me about what it is you want to tell everyone about. And I literally set it up like a conversation. And afterwards, all the nerves and fears melt away because everyone just feels so comfortable because they're just having a conversation. They forget the camera's there and the microphone and the light. And that's what I always urge people to do. And that's why I coach people every step of the way, and I make sure that they feel comfortable because 1 ounce of discomfort comes across on camera like no other. I know camera adds 5 pounds and it adds 500 pounds of discomfort if you're just an ounce.
So this is great that you're saying that, because someone like Lynette, who before we got on this video was writing down like 10 million things that she needed.
No, Lisa just said to write down your points so you don't focus. This is not a script. These are points and dates, because when I say the dates wrong and the points wrong and the location wrong, I get in trouble. So I write down my points.
And I love that you just said that, because
it keeps you focused or you forget.
Well, no, and the thing is that we have this idea, again, even Kathleen said it at the beginning, at her testimonial, where, she didn't feel like she was ready to launch because she didn't have everything in place. And we feel like we have like this tendency of perfectionism. I think we all have it when we're launching our business, but when it comes
never happens.
And it never happens. Well, you're never going to get it done because perfection does not exist.
Never.
And at the end of the day is, okay, write down on paper what you want to say, read it a couple of times, but then like what Lisa said, make it like a conversation. It's so much more impactful that way, that it definitely it comes across so much more naturally. So I absolutely love that you're giving that throw it out. So
when I do stand-ups for Hip NJ and I have to do a new stand-up, I always write it out. I never maybe I'll switch a word or two around, but I'll always write it out just so I'm familiar with what I have to say. But when I'm standing there with the microphone, whatever comes out, comes out. I don't have to be married to a sentence. I'm not writing a novel. You know what I mean? It's a different type of thing.
Right, yeah.
If you get so wrapped up in memorizing a sentence, you're going to lose everything else. But the gist of what you have to say, just say it in a normal conversational way, and you're golden.
Awesome. That's great advice. Now we're going to move to Lynn, who has a question. Lisa, what's your top tip to grow your YouTube subscribers? I have 400 plus.
Her top tips to grow YouTube. Well, she already has 400. First of all, that's great. I think she's probably doing a lot of that already. The tips that I would offer. Obviously, I would assume that she's, publishing content on a consistent basis. She's commenting on other people's YouTube videos. Yeah. That's important. Commenting. She's making playlists, I'm sure, of her videos to keep her channel streamlined, but also other videos that she likes. She's documenting on her page. She's following other people so they follow back. It's the same principles that you would apply to Twitter or Facebook or any of the others. And the more you become engaged, the faster your subscriber list is going to grow.
We have a tendency to think that we're just putting stuff out there, and if you build it, they will come. It's a two-way street, right?
Especially not with video, because there's so much.
But it's a two-way street. Just like you're putting content out there, all those other people that you want to get to follow you and comment on your stuff, you need to comment on their stuff as well. It's like
send their stuff, share their stuff.
What I always find it like the big aha is like, oh, so social media is like being a normal person. Absolutely. It's like anything that you would do but you're doing it with a person in person, or the same principles that you would follow of common courtesy is what you follow on social media. You make somebody reaches out to you, you call them back. Somebody calls you and you're not there, you return their phone call.
Social media is connecting, just like connecting in person, because you're going from maybe a tweet to sharing something to a compliment to their Facebook page, and then from the Facebook page to a phone call, from a phone call, if you live closely, to a coffee meeting or a conference. So it's all the same. It's just about connecting and being the same person on each social media outlet and finding the right person to click with. We have another question?
Yes. Lisa, what basic equipment would you recommend for a beginner at video?
Whose question is it?
This is from Risa.
Hi, Risa.
What equipment? I mean, well, the number one piece of equipment is to get an education in it. I don't think you should invest thousands of dollars into equipment and not know the first thing about how to shoot video and the correct audio settings and how to edit. So I think the number one thing is, if you're really serious about buying a camera and doing all that, sign up for a class. I know Unique Photo up by my office in Fairfield. It's a camera superstore, but they also have classes that teach you the inner workings of the cameras. So I think, do your homework, learn the craft first, then invest in the equipment.
That's great advice.
If she already has that knowledge, I like the Canon suite of products. I use all Canon cameras, Canon DSLRs, Canon video cameras. I edit on Final Cut. On the Mac system, I have Final Cut. I started my business. I invested $2,000.
Okay.
And what did I get? I got a Canon camera, X8, not an X810, that's what I use now. I got a little Canon camera. I got a stick mic. I got a light for the camera, and that was it. And that's how I started. And an SD card so I can actually capture everything. I had the editing software, and that's how I started my business. And then it just grew and grew and grew and grew from there.
Okay, we have another one.
This is from Alicia. Is that your Alicia? Did you connect with Alicia?
Ayasha? Urban Social
Alicia Lazan. I am a nutritionist and wanted to know what types of videos I can make. Can it be topics about nutrition, like educational videos? How often do you recommend making videos? Great question.
Yeah, and she has a lot of content. She can do so much. She could have a whole series of her being in the kitchen making healthy, nutritious meals. She can do a whole series on breakfast, on lunch, on dinner, on snacks. Having just her talking, blinding to the camera, I don't think would be effective. But if you're actually teaching somebody how to make, a kale and spinach smoothie or something, that
maybe
will
have
go
somebody
such
with
a
you.
long way. Another thing, she can have a video on how to make a meal plan, how to make a food diary, what should be in a food diary. All those how-to videos are so huge on social, and it would just grow her business because people would turn to her as the expert in, I need to lose 5 pounds. I'm going to, go to her page, follow her tips, and she'll gain clients that way for sure.
That's great.
It's funny because my husband is not a handyman, not a handy person. And the last 2 years, when something's broken, he actually sits there and he watches the same YouTube video over and over again. He's fixed the dishwasher, things at the pool, bunch of stuff in my van. And I've watched videos to cook and follow recipes. I love that stuff.
No, so to answer your question, the question is, yes, definitely educational videos, which are how-tos. And then her question is how often do you recommend making videos?
How often?
Yeah.
I don't know how often she's updating her website or her blog, once a week may be ambitious for some people. A few times a week may be ambitious. 3 times a week, that would be the most ideal. But if you're doing something once a week, even if it's just for a minute, and it doesn't have to be anything fancy, as long as it looks good, sounds good, it doesn't need to be like something from the Food Network.
Yeah, exactly. It could be fun. I think it could be fun.
About once a week, I would do.
I mean, so I hope that, what Lisa just said, I hope that answers both of your questions. Alicia, thank you so much for joining us. We have another one. How long should the videos be in length? Now this is from Kathleen.
Hey, Kathleen.
The shorter the better.
The shorter the better.
Because people have such short attention spans.
Yeah.
So how short?
In general, but especially on the internet, they get distracted by anything. So you want to say what you have to say in the shortest amount of time possible.
How short?
If you can get your message across and it's cool and it's creative, then 30 seconds, great. If you need 2 minutes and it's
if you're doing
creative and captivating, fine, do it. But a 5-minute video, 10-minute video, people aren't going to sit and watch that. I'm sorry, they're just not.
I always
unless
wanted to do a
they're
food
forced
video.
to by their job, but the everyday consumer that you're trying to reach out to, they're not going to sit and watch that.
Right. Yeah, and I think that's one of the that's a great question. Just because working with social media myself, with the magazine and our stuff as well, I have to say that, and you correct me if I'm wrong, Lisa, it does obviously depend also on the platform that you're using. For example, if you're going to post a video on Instagram, you only have 15 seconds. So 15 seconds, it's all you got. There's just no way around that. So if in 15 seconds you can, whip up a storm, then you're gonna have a great and successful video.
You could do that.
But I have to tell you, that my mother is caters for a living in the Dominican Republic, and she actually came up with in the translation in Spanish, it's called Just Like That, and it's literally obviously there's a lot of editing that goes behind the scenes. In 15 seconds, she whips up a meal and they show it to you. It's like fast forward, whatever.
That's awesome.
But obviously, I wouldn't recommend anybody doing that on their own because she isn't capable of doing that. But like you said, Lisa, the attention span is so short. People have 15, 30 seconds is ambitious. A minute, you're like, it's full blown. You're taking a minute of my life, and you would be surprised. You would be surprised at how much you can get out in 15 seconds. You would be surprised, and you'll sit back and you're like, "What? I just said all that in 15 seconds." It's really remarkable.
Yeah, and for some reason, clients they get so hung up on the length of time, and I always say, "Don't worry, is it going to cost more if it's 5 minutes?" I said, "Don't worry about the time. That's the last thing. You have to put the elements in place, and edit it down so the message is clear, concise, and to the point. And if the clock's in at a minute 15 or a minute 30, doesn't really matter. If it's good, it's good. The 15 seconds won't matter. But clients say something. Oh, I want a 5-minute introductory video for my website. And I say to them, that's just not going to do it. People are going to get tired after minute 1.
Yeah.
If you're an insurance company, how interesting do you think your company is to be?
Exactly.
And it's all talking, and you want a video where it's all talking heads about your insurance company and how you're the best and the gold standard. How long can people watch that? You have a cool introduction for 15 seconds, that catches people. And then once you get into the meat of people talking, boring talk, then you're over it. So do something, like I said before, out of the box and short and sweet.
Great. Another question is, I own a very expensive Canon camera, but when it's time to edit, it doesn't happen. What software do you recommend to make it easy to upload and give it a professional look?
Who is that?
That is Claudia Crush.
Hi, Claudia.
Yeah, I use Final Cut, and I film everything on SD cards.
Okay.
And I just did a slot on my Mac that you just insert, or you can do it right from the camera.
Okay.
You have to, depending on, I don't know what kind of camera, you would either have to lock
That's actually great. I personally, I know Final Cut is like with Apple software and whatnot. I use iMovie. I think that iMovie, you know, but I only use it when we have like small, you know, anything like it's not a big production. Just because,
sure.
Just because, you know.
I mean, everyone's comfortable with their Final Cut. I have editors that are very comfortable with Adobe. Some with Avid. Where has upside and downside. So I'm very fortunate that all of the editors that I employ are proficient in certain software, just in case I need to call on certain things that they can do.
I love when the video freezes because it's always in the absolute best poses ever.
They can hear us, but we're frozen.
We're frozen.
Okay. Alicia has one more question. Can you name your YouTube channel, your blog name to keep the branding, or do you just do your business name? That's a really great question, and I'm gonna let Lisa answer it, and then I'm gonna give you my take on from a branding standpoint. Yeah.
I don't. So she wants to name her. She's asking what she should name her YouTube channel.
For example, it's like I mean, I'm gonna use an example, and I'm gonna answer the question at the same time. For example, like when I vlog, I'll say this is Vanessa Caucus from vcaucus.com. You know, just to give in the introduction, or in closing, you know, see you later. Just make sure you tune in again at vcaucus.com, etc. And I'll have something pop up underneath, just like a text that reminds people, you know, where to find the URL. And now I think with the YouTube, I mean, I know with YouTube, it's made it so much more easier where you can make those links clickable. So while you're watching, you can actually go to the person's website or their blog, etc., where they're sharing more information. I'm definitely on board, Alicia, that you should mention it, and then you should also include it in the small description, etc., and even as a text underneath your actual video.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree.
Okay. We have time for one more question. If anybody wants to ask one more, then we'll go on to Dixie, who then we'll let you go, Lisa. I think it's been great. A lot of really great questions. I have to say, you know, people have had you know, a lot of curiosity to learn more about video, which is great. So
it's relatively new.
Yeah.
You know, video has been out there. YouTube has been out there almost 10 years, I guess, at this point. But it's still new. People are still getting to know because we've only scratched the surface. Yeah.
Well, I really don't think people have really harnessed, the power of how much video can actually impact. And I think that those that have are reaping the benefits from, you know, all the catching up that all the other people have to do. And they're only getting more and more successful. And, you know, it's really interesting. I attended a conference last summer called BeautyCon, and everyone who was there was a YouTube celebrity. And it was so insane to me just to see, they're like, you know, oh my God, this person has over 30 million views on their YouTube channel. I had no clue who they were, but they're obviously famous somewhere, you know, and they're famous on the internet. And this is the way that the world is going, you know, and it's really either we get,
you know what video is going to get a lot of hits, Vanessa? The Dominican makes lasagna. That's going to come out. You wait.
We have one more question, and then we're going to go on to Dixie, and we'll let Lisa go back to her cozy pajamas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Her new husband.
Okay. I have a PC. What software other than Windows Live Movie Maker can I use to edit video?
Adobe Premiere.
Who is that?
Adobe. That's from Carlene. Adobe Premiere.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's definitely the software that she should be using. I just want to make sure that I repeat it because this